Hello guys, what is up? It's ItsAnnaLouise and welcome back to another video. Today's video, I honestly have been thinking about filming this for a while, and to be honest, I was looking at my crusted and busted tank over here, right there, last night, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and film this video today. So I've actually filmed a part 1 to this. Let me kind of lower this really fast. Okay, so I actually filmed a part 1 to this, a part 1 review on my FLUVAL Chi tank, and that is up. But honestly, it has been almost a year since that tank review, and more crap has happened. So I figured it would be good to do an updated FLUVAL Chi tank review. Now, if you are interested too in seeing my first tank review, I will link that video up here, and here's a picture of it. I will briefly go over what I mentioned in that video, and then I will add on my new complaints in this video, because it's really frustrating and I feel like it's good to do this tank review so I can warn you guys who may be thinking about getting a FLUVAL Chi for yourself. Okay, so in my previous review, I mentioned a chipped fountain cover, residue from glue, filter hard to assemble, along with no directions, and finally the switch to the light breaking pretty much right after I got the tank. So that was a really big deal for me, because the only thing that I'll kind of get into before I add my other complaints is that the switch on my FLUVAL Chi actually broke just a little bit into me getting the tank. So the light switch on the back of the tank to turn the light on and off completely broke. So that means that every single night I have to completely unplug the whole entire tank and do it manually every day, like morning and night, whenever I want to turn off the light. Now, not only do I have to do that, it turns off the filter as well, which, I mean, that is fine just for the little bitty hours in the night, but still it's annoying. It's a hassle. I have to bend down to plug and unplug the thing. So I mean, you know, like, that's just a stressful thing in and of itself, but still, like, you know. Anyway, so briefly also, like I said, the chip was off the fountain cover. This is the, oh, you know what, I ain't touching it. I'll just have to show you guys in a second. Chip was off the fountain cover. The residue from glue on the side of the tank, it was hard to get off. It left smears, stuff like that. What was wrong with it? But now, almost a year later, there are more things wrong with this daggum tank. So the first thing that I want to mention is the tank actually has the water evaporating quite quickly from it. I mean, there has been quite a few videos where, like, it has not been that long since I've cleaned the tank and I'm like, the water level's low and it looks like I would need to clean it again. But honestly, the water evaporates quite quickly. Now, whether that has to do with anything with the tank itself, I'm not exactly for sure. Like, it could be the location. But the worst part about that is the fact that if the water level gets remotely, like, a little bit low, like, you know, just a little bit, the tank makes the most god-awful noise you have literally ever heard. The tank literally makes a noise that seems like it could just explode in like 2.5 seconds. It is so loud that you can hear it from this room right here to the other end of my house. It has happened when I've been away in the day and my dad's heard it from across the house, and he's like, what is that? And like completely freaks out thinking something's gonna explode and has to run back to my room and like unplug the whole thing. It is insane. I've not had a tank do this before, so something in there just like literally makes the loudest noise. And obviously I can't show you at this moment, but it happens every time that the water evaporates, literally just a little bit. So that is definitely wrong. A tank should not do that. It is, like, you can tell it is not good for the tank or just anything in general. And I mean, just honestly, it's flat out, it's not right. So that's another thing to add to the list. So if you're worried about it waking you up in the middle of the night or something happening like that, then I don't really recommend this tank, because that, on top of the other things I mentioned, it's really just a no from me, dog. So another thing that I want to mention, which I will insert also right here, I'm going to insert the footage so you can actually see the tank for yourself, is that all of a sudden, and I honestly can't even tell you what it is, my filter has gotten crazily crusted over with white. Now, I don't know if this is some type of mold or what it is, but the whole entire fountain slash filter situation on top of the FLUVAL Chi, which is the vital part of the tank, is completely covered and looks absolutely disgusting. it is nasty as all get out. And I'm not had this happen. Like, the whole entire top of it is covered. Like I said, I don't know why it's like this. I don't know. I'm pretty positive it is mold, but I don't know like how or why this has happened at all. So that's that, and it is very not, it's obviously it's not good. I don't really know what else to say about it other than it's not good at all, and it's disgusting. It messes with the aesthetics of the whole tank, and it could probably be dangerous. I really don't know. That's all I know to say about it, but it's wrong. And you can see how gross it looks here in this footage. So if that's not enough to make you say no for this tank, another thing that happens on the lines of things chipping off is on the screen itself, like the covering, like the top of the tank. The little like hooks, which I'm going to be showing you in this footage right here, have broken off. Like 2 different parts of them have broken off, so it doesn't like latch on exactly properly. Now this is probably the least of my worries because the lid still fits. It's not like it's unworkable or anything like that, but still it's more the tanks that have broken off, and that is just not good whatsoever. I mean, the fountain chip is obviously in the fountain cover, and then this happening, that's just not cool. It just proves that like what is supposed to be a luxury bougie tank that is extremely expensive is breaking easily, and that's not okay. So another thing that is wrong with the FLUVAL Chi is the fact that the little screw that screws into the plug-in that you would obviously plug into the power strip or to your wall or whatever comes loose. So not only is the switch broken on the back of the tank, but the little screw that screws into the pack that goes into the power outage, which I'm showing you right now, is loose. Now, it is not to a really bad capacity yet, because, I mean, I can probably show you right now. Obviously, I have to film this part afterwards, so I don't know if it's going to show you or not. But depending on how the power strip is turned, the lights go off in my tank. And that's because the screw that I'm showing you right now is getting loose somehow. So that's another problem, and possibly this tank, the light, it could break, you know, completely soon, which that would be bad because I really couldn't use the tank because I do have live plants in here. So that's not good. And on the subject of that, as you're seeing the plug-in right now, the plug-in itself, the actual box right here, split in half with all the wiring, which means if you touch the wire, you're gonna get electrocuted. So as you can see, I have electrical tape all over the compact that you plug into the power strip. Because one night, whenever I was laying in bed and I was working on unplugging the tank, I bent down and it was just loose and it came open, and there was all the cords just laying out in their glory, and if I would have accidentally touched it, I would have been electrocuted. So that's not good. It's extremely dangerous, and not only is it dangerous for you, but let's say this tank is for a child, like you have it set up in their room. If they don't know, and they don't know that you are not supposed to touch things when they're plugged in, you know, like I don't know if they know it or if they don't, then they can get really hurt, and that's obviously not good. Like, we don't want that. So that is definitely a hazard as well. That's why I have electrical tape all over it. So yeah, those are my new complaints for the 5-gallon FLUVAL Chi. Like I said before, I did make a review on this almost a whole entire year ago. It was my very first video I made after the new year, and so it's about time for a new one of these, especially because more things have gone wrong. I obviously wish that more things haven't went wrong, but they did. So just to reiterate a little bit, in my very last video I mentioned the chip on the fountain cover, the residue on the side of the tank, the switch breaking, and how the filter was hard to assemble, along with no instructions whatsoever. And then in this video I have added on how the tank itself makes a crazy noise when water evaporates, just a little bit. I have mentioned the white all over the top of this filter compact slash fountain, which I'm pretty sure is mold. I mentioned the screw loose, and I guess it's not a screw, but like the plug-in thing being loose. So depending on how you turn the power strip or the cord, the lights will go out. And I've mentioned the really, really dangerous part of the fact that the actual compact came open and all the wires were just out in air for you to get electrocuted on. So, and I don't know, I may have left out one of the things I mentioned. If I did, still, you know what I've said. So like I said, all of these things are completely unacceptable, especially for something that's supposed to be a bougie, expensive, like luxury tank. And I mean, is it beautiful? Once again, yes, although now that moldy stuff is messing with the aesthetics. but like that's not good. You're gonna charge so much money for a tank, like for somebody to buy, and then it's gonna mess up that bad. That makes no sense, because from the cheapest of the tanks that I've owned, they have not messed up like this expensive one. This is the most expensive tank that I own, and it has just messed up a crazy amount. So I just felt the need to come on here and make this video for you guys. I really hope that it did help somebody, because like I said, some of these things are really dangerous. So hope it helped. Really fast before I end this video, I want to take a second to always, like I do, thank my patrons: Dylan, Courtney, Jeremy, Maddie, Davis, Casey, Janae, Jesse, Dusty. Thank you guys so much for being patrons. If you want to be a patron, gosh, why do I always say it wrong? If you want to be a patron, you can join. I put the link below in the description. You can get a lot of awesome perks, and it would help me out so much. But like I said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped one of you. If it did, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It would mean the literal world to me. You can see all my Betta breeding diary videos, see my Betta babies grow up. You can see all my other awesome pets, and also have informational videos like these as well. So please join the family and subscribe. You can do that by hitting my face right up here. And you can watch another one of my videos by clicking right over there. And like I said, it would mean everything to me. And other than that, I hope you have a great day or night or whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!